back again. Another episode of Inside the Hub. Strong racing focus again this week. Dill, Dame, how are we?
It was a pleasure to be next to the franchise. All black as well. Both of us. Mean business.
Track from Playmaster. Shear is the widest with Ruben.
We've got a lot to cover today.
A lot of racing.
We'll start at Flemington tomorrow. Group 3 in race 5. Got the Hayes Stakes there. Dan O'Sullivan from TRB, he's previewed that one for us.
Yeah, bit interesting, Damon. It's a Group 3, only a Group 3, but probably the most talked about race of the day.
Yeah, obviously got Group 1, but we're going to start here because, Alligator Blood on everyone's mind and Catalyst coming across still. So we'll kick off there.
Yep.
What do we have, Dill? So Dano preview.
Dano is gone with a very confident bet, 2% of his bank.
Yeah,
he's going with the favourite Alligator Blood. Just a little bit of concerns about maybe Catalyst. Wants to watch the market in the last 10 minutes. I think he's relying on maybe potentially stronger opinions here, but he is sticking with Alligator Blood. He expects it to potentially jump to the lead and near spend. Catalyst has had a couple of issues, I think, jumping in the past. I think there was a recent race in New Zealand, he jumped dead last and had to come from all the way in the back. If he does that here, could be a few issues there.
Yeah, I think let's look at the ratings just real quickly here, Dill. Alligator Blood rated $2 and Catalyst rated $3. So he's got Alligator Blood, the slight favourite. I think the thing is with Alligator Blood, and he does touch on it, we don't actually know how good this thing is. It just keeps running a new peak every race. So it could improve again here. And Catalyst coming across from New Zealand first up, it'll be interesting to see how that kind of those form lines correlate. He has gone with Alligator Blood, does potentially expect it to drift a little bit, and has Dalasan probably the third pick here and nothing else really in the market. Dano does touch on the fact that all the fat probably is on the outsiders here. If you look at his ratings, there's probably a little bit of value even with the market percentage and all the fats on the outsiders here. So he doesn't really see anything else getting close. I did see on the Stewards report that they do expect they're going to ride Alligator Blood forward if that happens as well. So from barrier 1, it's probably a likely leader, but they will ride it forward if the race conditions suit. So look, there's a lot of things that point towards Alligator Blood. I know, Dill, you're on it. A couple of internal bets.
Look,
with Sammy, who's not here, but the value about $2.24 Betfair. Dano's marked at $2, so I guess you can say that there is some value there.
Look, there's an argument to say that Alligator Blood hasn't beaten anything or anyone, and the quality horse that he came up against last year, Super Seth, I believe, in the Guineas, it lost.
Traded 101, Dill.
Look, I think the versatility, yes, it did for plenty as well. I think the versatility of Alligator Blood, I think no matter how the race goes, whether they go slow, whether they go quick, I think it's going to be good enough to win in any sort of way that the race shapes out. Just on those ratings that you were mentioning before, Damon, Dano has the winning standard for weight for age ratings at 100 at least to win this race, and the only two that would meet that mark is Alligator Blood or Catalyst. So if you want to potentially check out the head-to-head market that we have on the exchange, we've got Alligator Blood.
Love our head-to-head markets.
Against Catalyst, if you want to just have a bet between those two. I think Alligator Blood's $1.80 to Catalyst $2.10, so there'll be some interesting fluctuations there. But Dano, confident bet on Alligator Blood. It's going to be a hell of a race.
Well, we can't wait for that.
I
I'm
think
back in the Kiwi myself.
Good chance we see 2, if not 3 of these horses in the All-Star Mile as well. I'm not sure if you blokes have voted. Voting's about to close, but good chance we see some of them in there.
Good reminder.
I actually voted for Dalasan. Don't know if it'll win.
Did you really?
Just wanted to get a little bit outside there. But let's move on to the Group 1 Torty.
Yeah, the Lightning Stakes is the Group 1, race 7 tomorrow at Flemington. Short price favourite, Nature Strip is the obvious selection after what we saw last year. And we've got punting form, looking at that one. They're not too confident on Nature Strip just because of the low price, and they've instead got a low confidence bid on Red Zell. They like it first up.
The common theme for punting form, Damon, to not take anything around this $1.60, $1.50 mark. Nature Strip currently right now is $1.62 on Betfair.
Very short.
Next best is Loving Gabby at $6.60, and then there is Red Zell at $8.40. Damon, it's going to jump straight to the lead.
It's going to be a lot of pace in this race. A lot of pace up front. I will touch on the fact that last time Nature Strip and Red Zell were first up, Red Zell actually did beat Nature Strip. That was in the Group 3 Concord Stakes. So the first up form for Red Zell is actually very, very strong. But we did have Mark Roden in here last night, and he touched on Nature Strip's performance. Obviously, at the end of its prep last time was the highest rated race for any performer last year. So,
Yeah.
and we've seen a lot of I'm not sure if you guys saw on Twitter, Nature Strip. It's how it's paraded around there. It looks very fit.
Very impressive.
But yeah, obviously they're at $8 on Betfair Red Zal. So it's tough to bet into $1.60. I don't really like betting in there myself. I think punting form see the value in the $8 on Red Zal there.
I think you'd have to be brave. We know for the last 3 years, Red Zal's grand final has always been the Everest.
Mm-hmm.
So betting around, these races this early, you don't really know what they're really maybe setting it for. So maybe a bit of bravery betting there.
It was poor on the Everest as well, Red Zal.
Correct.
The Nature Strip was quite sharp.
Loving Gabby at 660 is an interesting bet because it was in that race where Nature Strip just blew them away.
Yeah, ran second.
Craig Williams on board again, who's gotten the best out of this horse recently. Look, even with Guitra at 1450, I think if Nature Strip does what it should do and just let it go and just run as fast as it can, it will win. Yeah. And $1.60 might look like a fantastic price. But look, I understand if you're not brave enough to dive into those low odds. Red Zal, even Dispatch, who will try and probably get in front of those two as well.
I don't particularly want to barrel into $1.60. I don't think. I mean, even at first up, I just don't want to take those odds. But that's just me. We've got another head-to-head market deal.
Yes.
Loving Gabby versus Red Zal. Yeah. So if you don't want to bet Nature Strip, you want to look for some action in the race.
Yeah, that's probably
a good way to go there. Those two pretty evenly priced. Loving Gabby's just the narrow favourite in that market on the exchange. So yeah, that's a really good one to bet on. I think those two should, probably be looking out for spots 2 and 3 in this race. So that's another way to bet on the Group 1 on the weekend.
We could be looking too much into this 40. It's 1,000 metres. It's down the straight. Nature Strip could just absolutely blow them away.
Could well do. There's every chance.
But yeah, anything could happen.
Yep, perfect.
Yep. We'll jump over to Randwick now. And
Sydney.
Just while we're at it as well, we'll just mention punting form last week. Did find 3 winners and we're up 7.39 units. So
yeah. We touched on it last week, Torty. 2 high confidence bets from punting form, which doesn't happen too often. But when it does happen, they really barrel in on it. Yeah. Anna Heed and their Dutch bet with Banquo and Microphone last week. So both absolutely bolted in. This in the Light Finger Stakes, we'll start there. The Group 2 race. We've obviously got a bunch of solid horses resuming, and they're siding with Libertini here against a trio of Godolphin runners deal, which we know I love. $2.70 Betfair and a medium confidence bet from punting form.
Yeah, medium confidence bet. The track here, Torty, is going to be interesting.
That's punting form's main concern with Libertini, isn't it? That's it. Otherwise, it would have been a high confidence bet if it wasn't for the.
There is going to be a tiny little bit of rain hanging around on the day, nothing like they've experienced in the sort of last week and a half. They're expecting it to be on pace. Look, there's some couple of really good horses in this race: Liar, Flit, Missile Mantra. I think, even Kiamichi, who they're expecting to lead. Look, Libertini, I think, is clearly the best horse in this race, and I'd be happy to be with punting form on that medium confidence bet. But look, it's hard to know just with the track conditions how it's going to play out.
Comes in with by far the best all-average benchmark ratings with punting form here, head and shoulders above the rest. And in the Coolmore stud, it was a bit wet underfoot that day. Obviously, it ran behind Exceedance and Bivouac, so I think it can handle a little firm. A little bit of heavy underfoot. So what's a heavy 8 maybe at Randwick on the weekend? We'll see how that plays. But yeah, medium confidence bet at around $2.70, $20.
Yep. Tommy Berry on board as well, who I think will be very aggressive in trying to get it into the best spot. Especially around the turn as well. So
there we have it. And we'll move on now to the Group 2 Apollo Stakes. Another medium confidence bet for punting form. This time they've gone for Elise. $3.10 roughly on the exchange at the moment.
Bit of an interesting one, Damon. Elise certainly divides a lot of people in the racing world. For me, I don't think I could be with it either. They've got it sitting midfield.
The map's a problem.
Dreamforce for me looks like this could be a really good bet. I don't want to go against punting form and how well they're going, but Elise, and they've mentioned it here as well, Hugh Bowman on board, who is not going that great. This could go either way, but medium confidence bet from punting form. They're pretty confident that it'll be too good talent wise.
Yeah, I think Elise runs into a bunch of horses first up again here, which is the thing, and its last performance kind of suggests that it had a little bit more in it, and the step up to 1400 will probably suit. However, Dreamforce has shown that it actually can perform first up. One last up, first up, had 2 very strong trials in the lead up to this race, and as you say, Dill, will look the leader. So
Yep.
I think that's the major threat. I'm not going to say I'm with it or
Yep.
against it, but I think one of those two is the likely winner here. Our dear friend Sam Miller thinks Very Elegant's a price, but that maps
very
as
elegant.
the back marker more likely than not. So probably going to get odds here. But yeah, Elise, the play for Sugar Shane and the punting form boys here. Both Elise and Dreamforce around $4 on Betfair.
Yeah, very elegant and dance, Sammy likes, depending on the track as well. I think this is one where you'd really just want to wait and watch throughout the day,
exactly.
40,
You'll
just
have
see what
plenty
the
of races beforehand to get a feel for how the track's playing.
just see what the market's doing late on Betfair. It'll give you a very good indicator of what the pros want to be on.
Yep.
But yeah, medium confidence with Elise. Yeah, I think that'll be a very good race up in Sydney as well.
Any head-to-head markets on this race? I don't think so off the top of my head.
I don't think so, but there's potential to get them up.
Yeah, it might be a good one between Elise and Dreamforce. Might have to get the boys up to get that one
Pull
going.
some strings. Yeah,
absolutely.
I believe Jack Dickens is also a Elise fan in this race as well, so it's just another little
Yes.
a little angle to touch on there.
Yep, Dicko's, they've done their weekend preview show as well for the Flemington card, so you can get their best back, value and lay selection amongst Pistol Pete and Scoot as well. I'm pretty sure Pistol Pete is keen on Red Zell as well, which I forgot to mention before.
He's sharp, Pete, as well. Mailbag boys are flying.
Definitely.
Yeah, so make sure you check that one out. There's so much more racing content on the Betfair Hub. We've got the BetSmart ratings for tonight at Moonee Valley, the Jump Outs boys. Terry will have his content from WA. There's speed maps. There's just so much on there, again, which we always mention. But yeah, so just make sure you check them out on the Betfair Hub.
Lovely. All right, that should do us for racing. We'll
NBL boys.
Yeah, we'll quickly jump over to the NBL, which is getting to the business end of the season now. Last round of the regular season. We've got one play lined up tonight, the analysts.
Yeah, the Breakers at home taking on the Phoenix. The Phoenix have probably been a pass mark, I think, throughout the season. They've been poor since the new year, but for a new team, for everything that they've done, I think they've been okay. New Zealand have got playoffs on the line here. It's a lot harder after Melbourne being very, very good last night against Cairns. So they've got to try and win by as much as possible. But they've gone with 2 units at -9.5.
Bang.
No Mitch Creek. How are you going to stop Mitch Creek?
Creek?
Well, he's not playing, so it's easy to
That's
stop.
one way to stop him.
New Zealand have been, their turnaround this season has been absolutely extraordinary. And I think they'll be red hot early, and this is their only game for the round. Phoenix travelling over there, they just want the season to be done. So I think -9.5 there for 2 units is a decent play.
There we have it. All right, and we've got plenty of other content on the hub as well for the weekend
Stacks,
sport.
Super Rugby 20.
Yep, Super Rugby, Premier League.
UFC, I believe, as well.
Sunday,
Gugabe's there.
Another UFC card on Sunday. So we've got you covered on almost anything you could want to bid on this weekend.
Yep.
Also, before we go, quick shout out to Katie Everett, our events manager. It's her birthday today.
Yep.
And happy Valentine's Day to all the lovers out there. Got to get that in there as well.
Yep.
Blue Diamond next week, which is a big show next week, the Blue Diamond preview. So check in next Friday for that one, guys.
Should have
Looking forward
Sam
to
Miller
your
back on deck.
research.
Big
On that
time.
one,
A lot of punting form data.
You'll be starting to prepare.
We love it.
Enjoy the weekend, guys.
Cool.